Hey crew, it's Pitt and I am back with today's Timeless Tarot for September the 21st of 2025, but it is a timeless tarot reading, so whenever you find it is exactly when it was meant to find you. We will be pulling 8 cards from the Divine Feminine, 8 cards from the Divine Masculine in accordance with the 8 human chakras and walk in the path of the tarot so that we can get a better understanding of how best to manifest our highest timeline. I'm going to take a moment just to let you know that I am available for direct consultations through Connect. The link is provided down below. And now we will begin pulling with the base. And in the base we have the Page of Wands. In the sacral, the Ace of Pentacles. That came out in the pre-shuffle. The solar plexus, we have the Four of Pentacles. In the heart, we have the Hierophant in reverse. In the throat, we have the Queen of Swords in reverse. In the third eye, we have the Five of Cups in reverse. And in the crown, we have the Emperor in reverse. We're going to save the 8th card from the Divine Feminine for the end of the read. Feel free to let me know what you think, either the current situation or the active, at any point. Next, we will pull 8 cards from the Divine Masculine. The Divine Feminine, the cards that are already on the table, let us know what the current situation is, the current energies. The Divine Masculine lets us know what steps and actions that we can take in order to manifest our highest timeline in accordance with Spirit. And now, we will begin pulling with the Crown. And in the Crown, we have the Five of Swords in reverse. In the third eye, we have the Ten of Cups. In the throat, we have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. In the heart, we have the Ace of Cups. In the solar plexus, we have the Queen of Cups in reverse. In the sacral, we have the Two of Wands in reverse. And in the base, we have the Ace of Pentacles, again, in reverse. Didn't we have we got 2 Ace of Pentacles. And we're going to save the final card for the end of the read. Feel free to let me know what you think it will be at any point. Alright, so taking a quick read of the room, we have 1, 2, 3 major arcana. We have 1, 2, 3 aces. We have 1, 2, 3 pentacles. That is 3, 3, and 3. That might be significant. We have 1 wands. Then we have two wands. We have 2 cups, 3 cups. It's fairly balanced. Like we're doing all right today. All right, so let's see what the path of the tarot reveals us to us today. We begin in the beginning. This is the realization that there even is a path. This is where your hopes and fears lie. The things that you hope may come true, the things that you fear might come true. The balance between them is faith, taking the appropriate action and believing that the appropriate result will come. In your presentation of a new path today, you have the Emperor in reverse. This is a 4 card, so it can be understanding, right? Once you have a lesson, you have to understand it so that you can rise to meet the challenge. This is the Emperor, and the Emperor is going to be the clarifier for the Page of Pentacles. And so this may be a provisionary message. The Emperor does represent provision in abundance. He is well provided for. He has all of his bills paid. But you have it in the reverse, which may mean that you do not understand something about financial situation. If this guy is making the appropriate financial decisions, this one is not. This also, when it is standing upright, is the Divine Masculine fully developed, the Divine Masculine immature, right? This is just coming into your authority on the provisionary path, and you might make some mistakes. You might be a little bit overbearing. You might be a little bit aggressive, right? The Divine Masculine immature as a teenager. In the reverse, that may indicate a little bit more maturity. This is probably making better financial decisions, right? This guy is provided for, but he's learning the lessons, understanding the lessons of provision, and that is spending appropriately. This can indicate maybe there is some financial distress. You may be hopeful around a change of that situation. This is your hopes and fears. There may be a fear of destitution. That would be the Emperor in reverse. And so this either is representing it's representing overall a change in the fortune, right? One way or the other. This is you hoping for, this is you wanting or fearing, right? Not necessarily envisioning, wanting to create it and bring it into being, but realizing that it is there. This is like the flash of intuition that you then think about. And so this can indicate a little bit of financial destitution, even. But that is either your hope or your fear, right? Your fear is either this is turning around or that it is unfolding. Now, what can you do? What is the steps that you can take? Be a little bit less combative, right? This is the Five of Swords. Fives indicate challenges in your life. They are things that you are rise to meet. This one was in the reverse, right? And so when it is standing upright, this guy is victorious. He has defeated these people. They are leaving. They are still on the field of battle, so it is still a challenge. This is swords, and so it is going to be soul. It is thought, intellect, communications, and combat. This can indicate combat, especially as a fear. It may be monetary combat, right? It may be in a job, a workplace. Provision includes your workplace. And so when this is standing tall, this guy has defeated these people and they have left their instruments of war. He's collected a couple. He is victorious, right? This can be a victory and challenge card, but you have it in the reverse, which may indicate that you are fearing a little bit of defeat. This is the active card in the inactive position, right? This is go out and be aggressive. You are going to win. This is more of let it come to you. You're probably still going to win. That is generally the energy, but we don't always win. Sometimes there are losses. Losses allow us to grow. This is you rising to meet a challenge that is coming to you around a thought or an idea. Could be combat, could be communications. Any of those are indicated here. And so this is around a financial or job situation. It is not necessarily going in the way that you want it to. You are facing a challenge that you are to rise to meet, but that challenge is not you going out, it is letting it come. Next, we go to decisions. Once you have realized that there is a path, now it is time to think about it. This is making a decision about a path. Whether it is to get on a new path or stay on the old one, either one is valid, but you have to make a decision. This is the area that deals with sloth and diligence. Sloth is sitting around expecting your dreams to come true with no input from you. Diligence is working towards your dreams, maybe just a little bit too much. The balance between those is going to be patience, taking the correct action at the correct time, expecting the correct result. You have a challenge, right? This is a choice about a challenge dealing with someone else. And you have 2 cups here. This is almost certainly going to be someone else. It can be just feelings, right? But you do have the Queen of Swords and the Wheel of Fortune in your communication spot. This is the 5 of Cups. Now, when this is standing tall, this is the challenge of looking at things in the wrong light. This is the challenge of being regretful about the past. This guy is arrayed in a cloak. It is a dark cloak. He is feeling melancholy. He is facing the past and he is looking at these 3 spilled cups. Now, it might be that he is upset that he can no longer drink, or it can be that he is just focusing on the wrong things. Cups are body spirit. They are about feelings and connections, relationships. It is familial connections, spousal connections, coworkers, or friends, but it is not the physical people. It is the emotions and the connections behind it. This can be an emotion, right? Being regretful about the past. What he doesn't realize is that there are 2 full cups behind him, and all he's got to do is turn around and look into the future, and understand that this is a thing in his life. And when he turns around, there's also a bridge that leads to the city. He can find his way. This is in the reverse. It is still a challenge. It is still around your emotions. It is the feminine card, so it is your current situation, the thing that is currently in your life. You may be feeling a little bit challenged in a relationship right now. What relationship that is not clear, right? It can be a spousal situation. It can be a casual friendship, but it is a relationship. It is the feelings associated with that. And this is you making a choice about that, right? Whether this is a new connection or an old one, this is you making a decision about an emotion by letting go of the past, or maybe clinging to, right? If this is upright, The way that you overcome the challenge that of the Five of Cups is by letting go of those past regrets, those things that are holding you back, that are no longer serving you. Here it is. Hold on to something, right? This is cling to a thing. Do not give up the feeling. Do not give up the connection. The challenge may be to hold on to that connection through a communication. Next, or clarifying that with some steps that can be taken, is the Ten of Cups right now. This is a challenge in your feelings and emotions. This is the overcoming thereof. This is learning on a higher level. This is the higher path of provision in the emotional thing. Tens are about generational provision. The Ten of Pentacles is generational provision of wealth. The Ten of Swords is the generational provision of an idea. This is the generational provision of emotional security. This one is in the upright. This is what you are to do. To be emotionally secure, to learn something about a connection, to learn something about an emotion, so that you can rise again, understand and rise to meet another challenge. And so this is generational provision, but you have to let go, or maybe, right, this is the challenge he is facing in the past. Getting rid of that is to let go of the past. In the reverse, the challenge may be that you are trying to let go of something from the past that you don't necessarily need to. Next, we go to learning. Learning is about learning. Right? Once you have made a decision, I want to walk this path, I want to stay on the same path, there is still something to learn. Either way is a valid decision. Whether you go with the new path or the old one, both are valid. It is your journey. But once you have made the decision, there is something to learn. How do you learn? By communication, either with one person indirect or with the world in general. Either way, you are communicating. This is the throat. The throat deals with pride and humility. Pride is being a little bit too sure of yourself. Humility is being not quite sure enough. And the balance between that is going to be thankfulness. Being thankful that you can do a good job, understanding that it does not make you better than anyone. Being thankful for the assistance that you receive as well, and expressing that. Here, you have the Queen of Swords in reverse. Now, the Queen is going to be understanding on a higher level. This is a 4 higher, right? The next step. Once you learn something, you have to understand it. Right? No, this is the Queen. Never mind this. That's the page. The Queen is about nurturing. It is about overcoming. It, right? Once you rise to meet the challenge and you defeat it, you have overcome it. This would be overcoming. This would also be growth and nurturing. This is given the appropriate energy to get to the appropriate harvest, weeding, watering, and fertilizing your crops. What we see here is that she is seated on her throne of authority, and she has her sword of discernment, and she is gesturing into the future. She is facing into the future. These clouds have broken. They are coming down and allowing her to see above them, possibly for the first time. This can indicate clarity when it is upright. This is the divine feminine, perfectly matured when she is upright, making the appropriate decisions around the feminine side of things. You have it in the reverse, which can indicate a little bit of immaturity. It can indicate a little bit of non-clarity. It can indicate that you are not seeing clearly currently in your current situation in order to overcome your challenge or to nurture and grow just past the challenge. And so this is you still facing a challenge, right? Or this is you just overcoming the challenge. It is either just at the edge of you have beat it, or it is you have beat it and it is in the past, right? It is not currently in your communication area. What is in your communication area is the overcoming and the growth in the negative position. So this can indicate that you have not overcome the challenge, right? If it was a current challenge, you would more than likely get the 5 of Swords right here. But this can indicate that you are not seeing clearly. You are not communicating clearly. The sword is about communication. This is in the reverse. This is a clarity card. So this can indicate a little bit of confusion, some cloudiness around an idea. This is also like the divine feminine in immaturity, right? If this is the mature, this is the immature, which means that there might be a little bit of jealousy, there might be a little backbiting, there might be a little bit of paying attention to the way things look too much things that you would expect from a teenage girl, maybe a little bit gossipy, even in your communication area. And so this is you not quite seeing clearly, right? Or not communicating clearly. And you've got the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Now, the Wheel of Fortune signifies change in your life. This is a 10. That indicates there is something to learn, right? You have to learn in order to get to the nurturing area. And so this is a 10, so it is going to be about swords, okay? So this is going to be the clarifier for the 10 of swords. There is a tangential relationship to the swords in a sword spot, right? This is communications. This can be a communication. When it is upright, the Wheel of Fortune indicates some change in your life that you have a small measure of control in. The Tower, you don't have any control. The Chariot, you are in control. The Wheel is kind of the middle point between those. It is, you are taking a small bit of control, right? You are either spinning the wheel or you are betting on which one of the little marks will stop at the peg. Either way, you are taking an active part in the change. This is change unfolding in your life somewhat smoothly, somewhat quickly. This is in the reverse, which indicates stagnation. Not seeing clearly can lead to stagnation. But this is the active card, right? And so this would be change coming in your life. You have a small measure of control. This is still learning something about change on the higher level, dealing with a thought or a communication. But maybe it's a little bit faster or slower than would be normal with the wheel. Maybe you have a little bit less control than you normally would. It's not completely out of your control, or you would have got the Tower. It's not completely in your control, or you would have got the Chariot. This is kind of the middle point again. This can indicate a little bit of stagnation. Maybe the change is not folding out. What you need to do is to let the change happen. In the reverse is letting it happen, not necessarily trying to force it. You do not see clearly. You are not communicating clearly. This change is something that you are trying to enact, but it may not be the right thing. So let's see what we have to understand. Once you receive a lesson, you got to understand it so that you can rise to meet the challenge. Man, you got another challenge. This is the heart, right? This is your core being, but it is also interpersonal relationships because it has to deal with greed and charity. Greed is loving the things of the mortal coil just a little bit too much. Charity is not appreciating them enough. There is a balance to be stricken between those, and that is generosity. You are meant to give away some things, but not all of the things. You are meant to have some things, but not all of the things. You got another challenge. Now, this challenge is centered around an authority. This is the 5 of the major arcana. This is going to be the clarifier for the Knight of Pentacles. It may be related to provision. You do have the 4 directly above it in a path, right? This central trunk is a path. What we see, this guy is seated on his throne of authority between these 2 pillars, good and evil, light and dark, positive and negative, masculine and feminine, in perfect balance. He is raising his hand in a spirit of benediction. And some people look at this as a marriage card. I do not. This is an interpersonal relationship spot. It might be, but there are better cards to represent that. These 2 guys down here, they did not come to the authority to get married, right? This used to be the Pope. You did not go to the Pope as 2 priests to get married. You go to get a job. You go because that's the authority in your life. This is the guy that you are responsible to. And you go to get corrected, you go to get instruction, you go to get a job, you go to get something from the authority figure, not married. This is in the reverse. This is a challenge around an authority figure in your life, possibly dealing with provision. It is in the reverse, which indicates that maybe you are the authority and you are presenting the problem. This is the challenge around an authority in your interpersonal spot. This is greed and charity. And I'm having a hard time with this one, right? This is you facing a problem with an authority. Now, you do have a brand new connection coming in on this. So maybe this is someone, not necessarily like your boss, but maybe someone with more experience. Maybe it's someone who can help you, right? to help you to achieve your goals. Now, this is in the negative flexion, right? If this is upright, this is you currently facing a challenge with an authority. So this is going to be you still facing a challenge, but it may not be an authority. Oh, yeah, I don't know. Oh, you have clarifying it with actions that can be taken is the Ace of Cups. Now, aces, which you have 3 of, represent the presentation of the new. This is the divine handing you the new. Now, this is a emotional situation. This is the feelings or a connection coming out of the future into the past, right? Coming into your present. It's not quite to the past, but it is coming from the future. This is something that is not yet unfolded in your life. It is something still to come, right? Maybe that is why you are not seeing clearly. There is still someone who is coming in. This is probably not going to be just your emotion here, because this deals with greed and charity. Greed is giving away of time, or greed is retaining your time. Charity is giving away your time. Money is in exchange for time. And so this is probably you having a problem making new connections, possibly, right? Trying to rest in your authority. You have this needing to look into the past with a little bit of fondness to reach emotional security. You have this not having clarity here, right? If you're looking into the past and not having clarity, that can bring problems. Maybe you are bucking an authority that you don't necessarily have to. That definitely could be indicated right here, right? This is an authority. This is a challenge. It's in the reverse with the presentation of a new emotional connection. It may be that you are bucking the wrong authority. Next, we go into challenges, right? Once you have the understanding, it's time to rise to meet the challenge. This is the area that deals with gluttony and denial, the overconsumption of the mortal coil, the underconsumption of the mortal coil. Neither one is intrinsically good. The balance between that is going to be moderation, consuming the correct things to give the correct energy to get to your goal. You have a 4. 4s are about understanding. You have to learn a lesson and then understand it to be able to rise to meet the challenge. This understanding is around provision. This is another provision card, right? Some people look at this as a little bit stingy, a little bit greedy, but I don't necessarily, right? The 4s are about understanding something. The 4 of Cups is manifestation. The 4 of Pentacles is about production. The 4 of Swords, or the 4 of Cups or Wands, is going to be celebration, learning how to celebrate, understanding the celebration. And so this is understanding the path of production. You can take it as greedy. If it was in the greedy spot, there would be more of that energy. This is a challenge. Maybe you are being a little bit greedy. This is using the thing in the appropriate way. What we see in the card is he is seated facing forward with the city behind him, right? This is the knowledge that he has attained. This is his physical path that he is walking. And this is him coming to the understanding about that path, right? This is a diligence card in a way. This is understanding your path of provision. Once you have learned the lesson, you have to work hard. This is that. And so this can be that maybe you are facing a challenge around diligence. Maybe you are facing a challenge around using your resources correctly. That would be indicated here. But also you have, as a clarifier from the Divine Masculine, the Queen of Cups in reverse, right? You have the Queen of Swords in reverse, which is don't give the nurturative energy. I didn't hit that, but that is what this is, right? As well as not seeing clearly because it is in reverse. This is do not give the nurturing energy, possibly, to some change, possibly. A little bit less of that because you do have something to learn. This, when she is seated tall, she is seated in her throne of authority. She is gazing into her cup towards the past. She is facing into the past. Most emotional reflection is going to be in the past, right? And so, like, even with the 10 of Cups, they are not facing forward. They are facing into the past, reflecting upon their stuff. He is reflecting into the past. Most of the cups deal with the past. And so this, you have this challenge here around an understanding by not giving nurturing energy to an emotional connection, right? So there is this conflict here that might be related. I mean, this is a path across here. You have two cups here, a cup here, and a cup here. There is a chance that these are related. If this is upright, this is you. You are overcoming the challenge, or you are giving the correct energy to grow and nurture for your harvest. In the reverse, this can indicate you are not to give that nurturing energy. Right? You are to reach an understanding that's the nurturative energy. This is probably not that. This is probably going to be if she is reflecting upon with maturity. This is reflecting upon a little bit immature, and that would be your challenge. This is a connection, right? This is a positive connection. This is more of a negative connection. This is do not give the energy. This is do not grow, do not nurture, whatever this particular path is. Yeah. Next, we go to the growth and nurture area. This is after you overcome your challenge. It is time to weed, water, and fertilize your garden so that you can get to the harvest. This is physical generation. These are the things that you are trying to create. It can be children because children are physical creations, and this is the sacral, which deals with lust and chastity. Lust is the sexual pleasures. The chastity is the denial of those sexual pleasures. Neither one of those is good. The balance is a sacred union, finding that person you are supposed to share your soul with. It does not necessarily have to be that, right? You do not have an emotional connection here. It's probably not going to be that today. This can be a business that you are trying to create. This can be a book that you're trying to write. This can be something that you are trying to start for yourself, right? You've got the presentation of a brand new path of provision. This is something that you have not seen before. It is presented in the upright. It is in your current situation, just past your challenge. This is the thing that you are to nurture, to give your energy to reach your harvest. This is a new path, right? This is not continue on the old path, doing the same old thing. This can be you needing to release this path so that you can get this path. Especially since you have that presented again in the harvest. And so what is happening here is divine providence is coming from the past into the future, handing you provision. Pentacles are provision. Do you have a home? Do you have a job? Do you have food? Do you have money? Are you provided for? This is the presentation of a brand new path. You've got a decision to make about it. Now, this decision is not one that you are to go out and seek. It is something that is coming to you. It's in the reverse. But this is a 2. A 2 is a choice. Okay? You have a choice to make about a provisionary path. Dealing with change. Wands are change. They are life light logos, spirit, fire, intuition, and change. And so this can be a choice about an intuition. Probably not here. That would be more up here. This is probably you making a choice about change. When this is upright, this is you actively going out to seek it. In the reverse, this is let it come to you, right? This is a choice about provision coming to you. You do not see clearly. There is an authority figure somewhere, a new connection unfolding. That's going to allow you to make this choice. It has to come to you. Next, we go to the harvest. Once you have fertilized your garden, it's time to harvest it to get your just rewards, the things that are due for your hard work, before you are presented with the higher path of the divine. This is the area that deals with love and wrath. Love is the thing that binds us together, the affection that we give to others. Wrath is that affection not being returned and us feeling resentful about it. The balance between that is going to be kindness, giving the appropriate affection to the appropriate people. And you have an understanding about change, right? This is your harvest. This is what is coming into your life currently. What you are harvesting is an understanding around change. You have a choice to make, but you're not quite there yet. This is you getting the understanding so that you can. You have an understanding here, you have an understanding here, and you have the new path unfolding in your generation, right? This is fueling you. This is the divine provision, and this is you expending your efforts. And so this is you chasing a new path, right? Maybe you are letting go of this one. That is your challenge of understanding in the path of provision, to let go possibly of a connection. right? If there's a new one coming in, it's okay to let go of the old one, especially if it is not serving you, right? That is not to just casually dismiss the people in your life, but if you are a reflection of what you surround yourself with, right? The people you surround yourself, the 5 most important people in your life are who you become. You are a mirror, you reflect them. And so you need to surround yourself with the people that you want to be. You want to surround yourself with positive influences. Now, sometimes it is required for you to be the positive influence, but the main thing that you should surround yourself with is people who are smarter than you, more successful than you, who are the target you want to reach. And so there may be a cutting out that needs to happen in order to get to this path of provision. But this guy is facing into the future with his wand of change, and he is contemplating it. He is not moving, his legs are still. There is the desert behind him, that is all of the unknown. And so he is facing into the future, contemplating the change unfolding in his life. In order to understand it, right? Pages are about understanding. And then, what do you have as the clarifier? This is a path of provision, right? You have a path of provision currently unfolding in your nurturative energy. This is the harvest energy. There is a path of provision. This is a path, right? We just talked about that. And so this is probably you getting provided for on a path of provision, but it's coming to you. It is not here yet. It is unfolding. It is right imminent, but it is not quite there. This is the active card in a negative position. So this is coming to you. Next, we go to the divine. This is a direct message from the divine. It is the revelation of the new path, right? Once you complete the first path, there's another path of higher attainment, normally dealing with some authority. This is not colored by any of the virtues and vices. The divine has all of the virtues and vices in perfect balance. Did you leave your guess as to what this will be? I'm going to guess that this one is probably going to be a connection card. This may be the 2 of Cups in reverse. It may be the Lovers in reverse, and I'm giving it the reverse energy because of your interpersonal relationships, right? You have this letting go of regrets, this problem with authority, this not seeing clearly around an idea, this not getting the provision energy all on your higher spiritual self. So this can be a partnership falling apart. This can be a better understanding, right? You have both of the understanding. Well, no, this might be the Page of Pentacles as an understanding of the higher path of provision. But it's more likely going to be the dissolution of an emotional situation. This one is probably going to be change. You have both of these provision of a brand new path, and then you have a new connection. This might be a reiteration of that. It could be the Lovers, right? This doesn't have to be the partnership falling apart. If it's not, then it's going to be a new partnership coming in. This will not be the partnership. This will be a challenge. So let's see what we got. Death in reverse. That might be a challenge. And we have the 4 of Swords, the understanding of combat and communications. All right, so we have death. Death signifies change. This is the death of the Emperor. If the old path is going away, this is the new path coming in, right? These 2 cards bookend each other. This is the Emperor coming into his authority. This is the Emperor right here underneath the horse coming out of his authority. This is in the reverse. You do have a problem with authority. That might be indicated here. This is a 13. 13s are going to be overcome, grow, and nurture. And so this is you coming out of the backside of these challenges, right? Now, this is in the reverse, which indicates you are not coming out quite yet, but it is imminent. You are almost through this challenging situation. This is, this guy is death, right? This is his banner of victory. He is riding the white horse of victory or assistance into the future. He is being greeted by his new subjects, and he has defeated the old, right? This Emperor is now dead. He is underneath the feet of the horse of victory, and he is being greeted by a woman and by the Hierophant. And so you do have both the Emperor and the Hierophant here in your central trunk. Both of them are upside down, which is the negative flexion. This is both of them present on this card in the negative flexion. This is a link, even though this is not a path, right? There is a path between this and this, right? This is the divine, this is the divine inspiration. They are linked. This is the one, this is the eight. They are linked. And so what is happening here is that he has defeated the old system. He is riding into his system, the new system, but it is not currently unfolding for you yet, right? This is imminent. It is right around the corner. The overcoming is here. It's just not here, right? It is right there. It's just into the future. It's just out of grasp. But you do have something you can do about that. This is coming to an understanding. Now, this is a meditation card, right? This is the Four of Cups is the manifestation card. The Four of Wands is the celebration card. This is the meditation card. This involves thoughts. It is swords. And what is happening is he is laying in a meditative state in the holy place on top of his instrument of war. And he has won these three instruments of war in his path. And he is contemplating what that means, right? This is not the regretful feeling we get from the Nine of Swords. This is just contemplation, trying to understand the path that you were on, dealing with thoughts or communications. This one is in the upright, which is what you are to do, right? If you want to bring in this new authority system around you, possibly, you need to come to an understanding around a thought or a communication. You do have a communication that you are not seeing clearly here. And so, if we take these two cards in conjunction with everything else that is on the deck, what are we looking at today? There is change unfolding in your life. You have just about overcome your challenges. You are not quite to the harvest, but there is the presentation of the new coming into your life. Maybe you have been seeking a new provisionary path. This would be that coming in. This is the death of the old. This is the bringing in of the new. This is a brand new life unfolding for you, but it is in the reverse, which indicates it is not quite there yet. It is still in your life, right? It is still showing up for you. It is still the card that has popped up. If it was not you about to overcome this, about to step into the authority, it wouldn't be there. It would be a different card. But the action that you need to take is to come to an understanding through meditation around a thought or a communication. There is a thought or communication that you are not receiving correctly through your throat. There is a challenging situation. Maybe you are looking at something in the wrong light. This is you coming to an understanding around a thought which is causing you a problem so that you can reach to the new. This new wants to unfold into your life. This is the presentation of a new path. And so, that's going to bring us to the end of the read, and hopefully I brought a little bit of enlightenment and not too much confusion. If you like what I'm doing over here, let me know down below. Give me a like, a share, a follow. Throw me a comment. Whether you agree or disagree with anything that was stated, put it in the box down below. And if it remains respectful, it gets to remain up. If you really like what I'm doing over here, hit me with that super thanks. Consider joining for a membership, picking up a copy of my book where I teach you to do magic responsibly, or directly consulting me through Manect. To the crew, thanks for hanging out. I appreciate every single minute that you are here with me, and I am praying for you every single day. Until next time, I love you. God loves you. You are perfect, whole, and complete, just the way that you are. And this has been Pitt's Tape. Peace.